Hello everybody. Right, I'm going to talk a little bit about a guitar project I've got in mind. It's a bit of a challenging one, this. So I'll flip the camera around and then you can see some bits and pieces that I've been looking at, and you try to explain what I'm going to do. So, right, so some people might know, some people might not know the makes of these, models of these. This one here, that's called a Telecaster guitar. That one there is called a Stratocaster guitar. Okay, so this one, the Telecaster, that's got these little bits here, there and there. They're pickups. Okay, so when the string's plucked, sound comes out of what's called a jack. So that goes out down a lead, down to an amplifier. Sound comes out, and then we've got a combination of volume and tone knobs down here that can make different sounds. Up here, that's a switch that can alternate between that one on its own, both of them, or that one on its own, right? Now, this is basically the little wiring diagram for this particular one. So I've got that one, there is that one there is that one, okay? Little wiring diagram, basic, just a three-way switch, right? And we've got a volume and a tone control, and that bit there is the output to the amplifier, right? So you can look at the shape of this one, and the two guitars have got totally different shapes. And the other difference as well is the head look. That's that shape of the Telecaster one. So if we move on to the Stratocaster one now, so we've got headstock is slightly different shape. So that's a signature of a Telecaster, a Stratocaster one, right? And then when we come down, this is where it differs. We've now got three pickups, so 1, 2, 3. So neck, middle, and bridge, right? Now on this particular one, there's a 5-way switch there. So that means that when the switch is in up, the neck pickup works. The next position down means neck and the middle one work. Middle position on the switch means the middle pickup works on its own. Next one down is the bridge and the middle works. The next one down is the bridge on its own. Now with this one, we have volume and 2 tone controls. Okay, for that one. And then we've got the output jack there that goes out to the amplifier, right? And the cat wants to have a look as well. It's all good. Yeah, she's busy. She's busy checking, doing her checks again. Yeah. She's checking. Yeah, she's checking I'm doing it right. That's all good. And the wiring for this one is slightly different. So we've got, there's the neck position, the middle, and then the bridge. That then goes down to the 5-way switch. Then we've got a volume control and 2 tone controls. And then that piece there goes out to the amplifier. That's the cable that goes out to the amplifier. Now the project I have in mind is, it's going to be these electric Stratocaster setup in a Telecaster style body, and this is where it gets a bit more techie. So this is a single coil pickup. Now if there were 2 pickups very close together put in line there, that would be known as a humbucker. So this is where it gets complex. The wiring diagram is slightly different on this. So Stratocaster wiring and electronics in the Telecaster body, and this is where it differs slightly, because the volume, tone or tone control can have an extra switch. What that allows us to do is to actually turn in the humbucker 2 coils together. So 2 of these put together like so in there. What that then allows us to do is, if I operate that switch, that allows me then to turn one of these coils off. So it turns it back into a single coil, totally different sound. Now here's my challenge. I'm going to be building a body from scratch. Now I've done a few little designs and stuff, right? So this is partly what I've come up with. So it's going to be like a mahogany body. I'm going to build this from scratch, by the way. Mahogany body. And then I'm going to use a combination of kids Lego and resin and some other bits and pieces to come up with some kind of design that will be a 3D type idea, like that, sort of. There's some of my designs. So like so, right? Now it's going to be in resin, and then I've started doing some little bits of scribbles of what the wiring's going to look like. So this kind of explains it quite well, really. So this one here, humbucker pickup. So you can see there 2 rows of 6 in there. So there's 2 separate coils. So with those coils, I'm going to use one of these switches that's located on either the volume or the tone pots to split the humbucker. So that gives me one style. The next style is where I move into Telecaster kind of style. So 2 pickup style. This is where it's getting complicated. So with a 5-way switch, I can either have that one, those 2, that one, those 2, that one, okay, and split those 2 up. Now, with doing this little modification, putting another switch into one of these things, one of these potentiometers, what that allows me to do is change what the switch does. So in one of the positions on the switch, what it will allow me to do is have these 2 pickups here operating on their own, okay, which is different to this setup. It reacts more like this setup. So it's nothing new. It has been done before. The thing that will be different with it is where I actually build my own body for it. So I've done some rough costings. Buying the parts is to put quality parts in it is worthwhile, right? So I'm going to buy a new neck. I'm going to buy pickup and humbucker. So they're there. Put what's called a tremolo bridge on it, which allows me to put a bar on there, which allows it to move, to pivot, so that when the bar's pushed, it actually takes tension off the strings, which gives a totally different sound as well. So I'm going to put one of those into there, and then these potentiometers along there will have switches on the back. So how it's going to be made is that central spine down there I'm going to do in a hardwood. This piece up here is going to be a hardwood, and then work something out down there where I can make it all work. Don't forget what I said about how I'm going to build it out of kids Lego and a bit of resin. So it's going to be a very challenging project. And also with this style of guitar, there's a chamfer there, fits the human body better, and there's also a bit of a chamfer there as well, so that helps with things with our arm. Whereas on the Telecaster side of things, it's more parallel. So that's my plan, and that's what I will be building there. Put my teeth back in. Yeah, so that's going to be a little project. I've done a little bit of costings on this, and to build the whole thing is going to be around about 800 quid to build it from scratch. So yeah, it's going to be bespoke, one of a kind, and relatable to me. And I'm also doing it in the style of what I've named my YouTube channel, which is called The Village Creator. So that's a little project I'm doing. How am I going to fund this, I hear you ask? Well, good question. It's a good job I've got a couple of online businesses going, isn't it, that are working. So it's all good. That's how I'm going to do it. So anyway, that's my little project that will definitely not be done in 5 minutes. Definitely won't be done in 5 minutes. Yeah, so yeah, it's going to be a very challenging build. I've not actually built a body of this style for a guitar, even out of ordinary wood, before. I did build a what's called a box guitar. That was a 3-string, and I used an old Telecaster neck that I had to go refretting many years ago, buggered it up, and it was no good for a 6-string. So I kept it and used it on the little box guitar that I made the body out of that from plywood and some other bits of wood kicking around. So that's 3-string guitar. So yeah, they're my little projects. It's not going to be done in 5 minutes, that's for sure. Anyways, that's a little update of what I'm doing. So have a good day, everybody.